Radio Grand Lac.
Vos émissions préférées sont toutes sur Radio Grand Lac.
Your English Weekly. Your English Weekly. La chronique 100% en anglais de Radio Grand Lac avec Sinead.
Welcome to Your English Weekly. Non, ce n'est pas Sinead encore, c'est Klaus qui la remplace pendant un bon bout de temps pour un entretien avec une personnalité locale toutes les semaines, les mardis à 12h05 pendant une vingtaine de minutes. Vous retrouverez l'enregistrement de cette émission sur YouTube, sur la chaîne Radio Grand Lac 92.1. Je vais passer à l'anglais. My guest today is Philippe. Hello, Philippe.
Hello, Klaus.
And as usual, I am going to ask my guest what one of your passions is. I do not know which one you have chosen, so I'm curious to find out what it is. What is the passion that you are going to talk to us about?
Yes, thank you to welcome me in this radio, first of all. My passion that I've chosen today, I'm going to explain you, to talk about bicycle trip in foreign countries. Something I've discovered a few years ago in foreign countries where I can discover countryside, villages, culture, people, and so many things.
That's great. And it also is in relation to current events and not current events, but local events. There are some festivals around the area like le Grand Bivouac in Albertville, and also in Chambéry. There's one Vélozon.
Yes, end of March, Vélozon, organized by a nice team of people who invite some people who have made a bicycle trip somewhere, and they present short films. I think there are around 30 films. It's during two days during the weekend, so it's good to visit this festival. Yes.
Okay. Oh, that's cool that you're going to talk about that. I also love going on bike trips. They're wonderful experiences out of time. They break our routines. Tell us, why is it a passion of yours? What makes it so nice for you?
First of all, when I discovered that passion, I was just retired 3 years ago, and I was looking for something to break with my let's say professional engagement. And I have opportunity to receive an invitation from a good friend who tell me, okay, I'm looking for a person to join me to go in Japan. Oh, I say Japan, wonderful, by bicycle.
Oh, a good friend of yours told you he was going on a bike trip in Japan, so he was going to Japan.
He was looking for a guy to join with him.
A guy or a gal?
A girl, it could be.
Because I happen to know the person we're talking about, and I know he has also traveled with women.
Okay.
Just the two of them, and he's married, and I don't know what it's quite a daring adventure. So this person asked you to go with him.
Yeah, and it was 3 months before starting, and I was not prepared at all. No material, no idea about what to do with that kind of trip. But so I first refused, because I said it's too difficult to organize, to take a fly also, to fly to this country, the problem of ecology and so on. But a few weeks after, I reconsider my decision, because starting for almost 2 months to visit a country like that with a person that appreciate, it was a good decision. And I take the decision to go. So I went there.
How long?
A nice experience. My first experience in bicycle trip. And there are lots of things to say about that. But
how long in advance did you make the decision? You said he asked you initially 3 months before departure.
Yes.
And you initially said no, you declined his offer. And how far in advance was it when you decided you would go?
2 months and a half.
2.5 months. Okay.
And at that time, we decided to organize some cafe breaks in my home to discuss what we have to prepare in materials, logistic, how to bring the bicycle from France to Japan. It's not easy, and which places we will go, how we will live together. During this period, and it was very important. In fact, it was almost very important before and after that. During, in fact, because during the trip you are very happy about that, but before to prepare, it's a nice time too.
It was almost as pleasurable, the preparation and the digestion, so to speak, of the trip than the trip itself. Okay. It's like a meal.
Yeah, it's like a meal. Every day you think about something. You take a map. You think about a place or and technology, because you have to take some phone with some application to travel in that country. So yeah.
And were you a cyclist before leaving? Do you often ride your bicycle?
Yeah, I like cycling. I'm doing very often cycling. We are in a nice place for that. So, but the way to travel with a bicycle is with your tents, with your food, with your you're alone. In fact, you're alone in a countryside, in the landscapes. You see lots of things, culture. So every day is new, and you don't think. You put your mind on zero. You put your brain on zero when you're on bicycle in a foreign country or in any place. By the way, it brings you lots of good sensation, and it's a nice activity. Yes, for sure.
Yes, and. So, had you encountered bicycle trips before, earlier in your life, as an adolescent or as a young adult, or even as a child? Had your parents taken you on trips, or this was your first one?
Not really, no. I discovered bicycle in this region because mountains is. I like this the effort you have to provide when you bike here in this area.
You're the contrary of my girlfriend, whom you also know, who likes cycling, but only in the plain when it's flat. And you on the contrary.
I like when it's not flat, by the way. And in south of Japan, we were in a Kyushu island. This island is a volcanic island, so it's never flat. So we were cycling amongst the volcano and amongst the forest, and every day we have, let's say, dénivelé. We have
an altitude difference
to reach. So, but and it was you need to give effort, physical effort. It's not, but if you appreciate it, it's okay for you. It's
and you slept in a tent.
In a tent, yes, small tents that we have. We were together with our own tents, and we bring our bicycle around 20 kg of materials. Food.
20 kilograms?
20 kilograms, yes. And we go very slowly, but that's good to go slowly because you can see everything.
The art of slowness, yes. The art of going slowly. It's almost a Japanese wisdom, or Asian at least, Far Eastern.
And they live slowly too, the Japanese, They are not like us, the Latin, we are talking a lot. They are not talking a lot. They take the life in some specific, let's say...
manner?
Manner.
They take life.
Yeah, they are very quiet.
Okay.
So the cycling in that country is very appreciated. Yeah. We went to Shikoku Island, which is an island... with 88 temples. So it's a pilgrimage, we say.
Yes, a pilgrimage, yes. A pilgrimage spot.
Like we can compare to
Saint-Jacques de Compostelle.
But this is the Saint-Jacques de Compostelle, Japanese Saint-Jacques de Compostelle.
Okay.
And there is 1,200 kilometers. So we decided to...
the itinerary around the island?
Yeah, yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Go ahead. No, so there are 3 main islands in Japan. You probably landed in Honshu.
We landed in south, in Nagasaki.
Okay. Which is on which island, please?
Kyushu.
Kyushu, which is the third main island. Honshu being the main island of Japan, Hokkaido in the north.
Yes.
And
Kyushu is the south one.
Okay.
Where from Nagasaki we decided to go to south to see a volcano and the mountains and then we took a boat from Kyushu to Shikoku,
which is the island with the temples, with the 88 temples.
Yeah, Buddhist temple. So people usually do it by walk, but we also we went by bicycle.
On foot.
But we did it. We did some of them. There are 88 temples.
Okay.
But we did 10 around.
And the itinerary with the 88 temples is 1,200 kilometers long?
Yes, normally.
Yes, you usually do a round trip around the island, is that correct?
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it is like that. And each temple, you have some practices to do. It's a Buddhist culture, but if you are not Buddhist, I'm not Buddhist, you also follow the rules. It's nice.
I think real Buddhists are not Buddhists. I think that's part of the Buddhist philosophy.
At the end, very interesting thing. At the end, when you leave the temple, you have a small book because I had a book, and you ask for
a stamp.
Yeah, a stamp plus how you call it?
Calligraphy or a signature.
Signature, but it's from the monk.
Mm-hmm. The monk.
The monk. He puts some thing on this book, and you have this. It's very nice. Yeah, we call it. I don't know the name, but
okay. I don't know either. You're looking for the Japanese name of the signature.
Calligraphy. Sorry,
a calligraphy.
Calligraphy.
Yes.
So when you are in the front of a person who would do a calligraphy, it's something wonderful.
It's a form of art, yes.
It's a form of art, yeah.
Uh-huh. And can you dissociate, because are we talking more about your love and your passion for Japan, or more your love and passion of bicycle travel, bicycle trips, or both mixed? Do you want to talk about this one specific trip, or do you want to enlarge in the topic and talk about other bicycle trips you've been on?
Yeah, since that trip where I discovered this passion, we decided to do a new one.
With the same friend?
Yeah, and we are going to do another one that year with other friends. In fact, all along the year, you think about what will be the next. And this is good for your mind because when we are retired, you have time. So
your friend is also a young retiree?
Sometimes, yes. As others are still working, No, not only retired. So we did one in Slovenia last summer, and we are going to do in France too, because France is a nice place to organize that kind of trip.
Mm-hmm.
So when you decide to do a new one, you have to think about, and you have to spend time to do that. It's good time to spend also the preparation. Huh?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And what is the essence of bicycle traveling that attracts you so much? You mentioned the pleasure of preparing and also reflecting upon what you experienced. That seems to be a main part of your love for this activity.
Yeah. And during the trip itself, you are really disconnected for your life, usual life, because you are disconnected. By the way, you don't need a telephone, for instance. You don't need to contact anyone. You just say, I'm going to to have a trip for 1 month. But
I won't be available.
See you in 1 month. It's okay.
Even with your family and close friends?
Because my family agree on that.
Oh, okay. Take a break.
Yes, because we have our own passion and we respect each other about that. So it's good. So when you're alone in a countryside, landscapes, you don't have to think about many things except to be on your bicycle and to go ahead to just look at what happened around you, where you will sleep, where you will have to stop. You don't decide before. You don't decide many things.
Oh, you didn't know where you were sleeping?
Yes, that's a good thing. You don't decide. You just discover and you say, oh, maybe we'll stop here, or maybe here, or let's take a coffee here, or let's have a break for something. So after many hours on this, let's say,
state of mind
for you, on this behavior, on many hours you are in that situation, your body becomes more and more free, more and more good,
receptive.
Receptive, and your mind is also in a good conditions, I think.
Yes, also
it's like a therapy, when you are always every day doing the same thing without
almost meditative, and
we can say that
because it's rather repetitive or monotonous.
Repetitive action, yeah.
And there's also a lot of physical effort, physical activity involved in that.
Physical, this is good for your body because for also the foods, we don't take too much food. We just take the standard foods every day. We don't take. We need it for sure, but so in globally, it's good for your health. Yeah.
And what about the posture on the bicycle? You're rather static on the bike. Didn't you have any sore? Sore.
You have to adapt the position.
Yes.
First days, it's quite difficult. You have to adapt
your butt hurt, right? Your buttocks.
Yes.
The second day is the worst one.
Second day is much better, and they say after 1 week everything is forgotten.
You've forgotten about it.
You have only pleasure. Yeah. Yeah.
And were there any problems finding places to sleep? Did you stay in campsites, or did you just sleep in
sometimes we just sleep near the road. We need just water. So we look for some water, some place where there is a free water, but not camp. It can be camping, but not
a campsite. Yes,
can be campsite, but not always.
And
sometimes we in Japan. Sometimes we sleep in a temple, inside the temple, in the middle of the temple.
And did you ask for permission? Or?
No, nobody was there. And the people who they saw her, they say, okay, no problem. It was a sanctuary, Shinto, because there are two things in Japan. Sanctuary Shinto and a Buddhist temple. But sanctuary Shinto, you are everywhere.
Shinto sanctuaries, yes.
Shinto sanctuary, you have water. So this is good.
Water was important. And did you make any nice human encounters? I imagine in asking people for water or if you can stay somewhere. And you were quite a phenomenon being Westerners and in Japan.
The older people, especially old people who were, let's say, outside their house. And they saw us, they asked us, where are you what are you doing here? They were surprised, for sure. They give us some food or water. They discuss, as we cannot speak in Japanese, I'm talking about Japan, they took their phone and they just translate things.
Even the old people had that reflex to use their phone to translate?
Yes. Everyone in Japan has got a phone.
Okay, and they use it to
for translation.
Okay,
yes,
wow,
yes.
Okay.
So it was used, my friend got some Japanese language, so it was helpful. So also.
Yeah. And did you have any security problems as far as traffic is concerned, or any other people who would threaten or attack you, or
no things like that. The only thing you have to take care about is big truck when you are on a large road. But we use a system application, Locus Map on my phone to to choose only road out of the big one. So
take secondary itineraries.
Yeah.
Okay. And how would you compare your trip in Slovenia and Japan?
We can compare. In fact, we can compare because
you can't, or you can.
No, I can because it's the mountains too.
Oh, they're similar.
It can be similar. In Slovenia, the language is not the French. The sensation, the feeling was same sometime. For sure, Japan is far away. The culture in Japan is also far away from our culture, with spirituality or the onsen, the spring water and so on. But Slovenia also is a country interesting to visit by bicycle, not far from here.
And would you consider going on a bike trip on your own without a friend, on a solitary bike trip? Because I can imagine it would even be more of a voyage. You'd be also more open, perhaps, to other people. You'd meet perhaps other people more readily and have deeper contact with them.
Yeah, I suppose I'm going to do it also alone, and it's right that you are meeting people and you are free, so you do exactly what you want to do. Because if you are alone, your decision is your own decision. I don't say
you don't have to compromise.
You have to discuss.
Yes, of course.
Fortunately, we always reach a good decision, and it was always a pleasure to decide together with my friend. Xavier, by the way, his name's Xavier. Huh?
I'll try to invite him too. This way we get his version of the story.
For sure.
Philippe, have you expressed the essence of what you wanted to talk about to your satisfaction, or would you like to add something?
No, thank you.
Okay.
Thank you for a nice time.
Perhaps just one point. It's a passion, and a passion. It's a Christian term, I think, and it also has the sense of the meaning of suffering. Is there any suffering that is involved with this? This passion? I mean, or is it just any difficult side? Something, a challenge?
Not really.
Okay.
Not really. But passion. Well, we can have several passions. So let's say is one of my passions, but.
I know you have others, yes.
Let's say passion is also the level of passion. How you can measure a passion? Is it a big passion? Is it a passion, simple passion? I mean,
is it just a hobby, or is it something that really goes deep and inspires you? But
I don't put too much target, on that passion. I live it. That's all. I think about, and it's a good way to add in my normal life,
Well, thank you very much for talking to us about this. So you will find this on the YouTube channel of Radio Grand Lac 92.1. And we will be back next Tuesday at 12:05 with another exciting interview. Maybe I'll get Xavier to come. Thank you again, Philippe, and thank you, Radio Grand Lac.
Thank you, Klaus.
Radio Grand Lac,